Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. We've got a guest, but he's having a little camera issues, so I think he's getting it straightened out.
Well, we've got his toolbox. And his
we got his toolbox. Yeah.
And now we don't have anything.
You had to say something, didn't you? Yep. So yeah, when he gets back on, but we have Chris Neilan on from Niantic River Woodcrafting, and we're going to be talking to him about some of his exploits. I know he does turning, and I think he's got a 3D printer, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he does 3D printing also. Laser? Yeah. Okay. Well, I could have swore I saw a picture of him on his.
No eating and talking.
Yeah. But anyway, we're going to have him. We're going to find out what he has, by George, before it's off, if we can get him on here. So, but yeah, busy week. This week we had, since he's not on, had a good friend of mine, a firefighter friend that I've known for, I was sitting down the other day. I've had to know on her 30, 40 years. And she had Chris's back. I can get him on here. Well, I said he was back, but he's not.
Yep.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
Yeah, he's not wanting. What? He's shaking his hand.
Hi.
Ah, there we go. That's how it works.
Yay.
Don't move, Chris. Don't move.
Yeah. Don't move. It might freeze again. He don't move, and we think he's frozen. So anyway, she had a couple of years ago, year and a half ago, she had heart valve replacements, and apparently they didn't do good. Her body started rejecting them, so they were going to have to go in on Tuesday morning and see if they could fix the problem. But unfortunately, it was unfixable, and she ended up dying on the operating room table. So, haven't heard about when the service is going to be, but I went up to there and saw her and talked to her family and everything Tuesday. And then Thursday, on a good upbeat side, my son has gotten promoted to corporal at the sheriff's department. So he had his official badge pinning last night, and I would say, there was probably at least a dozen of us. He has a big family, and that wasn't even part of them. Had a dozen of us show up to his pinning, and so I got some pictures. Actually, I posted that on Facebook also, if you want to go to my Facebook page and see. But yeah, he got promoted to corporal on the light side, and then had my granddaughter's birthday party today. So we've been kind of a busy week. Trust me, a real busy week. But we have Chris Neilan, and he's got his camera working. Hi, Chris.
How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Well, you just look for his camera working or his microphone working.
No, we lost your sound.
Yeah, you lost your sound now.
Welcome to live TV.
Yeah, if it goes wrong, it'll go wrong live every time.
There you go. That's better.
Chris,
I got two. I gotta unplug one of the cameras.
There you go.
Okay.
That's the problem. It's getting confused.
Yeah, he's getting a little confused.
And we're back.
Okay. So, settled the discussion. Do you have a 3D printer?
I do.
I told you.
What kind?
Do you have?
I think it's an Ender 5.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Oh, an Ender 5 is a workhorse. That's the square one.
Old Ender.
Square one where the Z goes up and down.
Nice. Do you have a laser,
Yeah.
Chris?
Yes,
I
I
do
do.
have a laser.
Okay,
I
what
do.
kind of laser?
I have an OhmTech 100-watt, 28 something or other.
OhmTech is a top dog. Very good.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I like to spend money.
Yeah.
But do you have an embroidery machine?
My wife does.
Oh,
My
yeah.
wife does. And you know what?
OhmTech cut this out with 2 passes.
Oh,
That's-
that's good. That's mine won't.
That is
Yeah.
That's bird peck maple.
Wow.
And I wasn't even near maximum power. I think I went.
What's that going to be used for?
Oh, it's just a cutting board.
Okay, when I was younger, that was called a paddling board.
My father only had one knee. He couldn't catch me.
It was called an attitude adjuster.
Hey, Donna, back to the embroidery machine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He said his wife had it, and I bet you she told him to leave it the hell alone, too.
Could be.
You know, I bought her a Cricut 2 years ago for Christmas. It's still in the box.
Oh. Do you have a CNC?
I do not.
Okay.
I'm out of floor space.
See?
However,
Yeah,
my wife joined Makerspace in the next town over. They have one, and she's taking a lesson, and she's kind of like, that's kind of interesting.
Oh.
Make sure you
oh.
push that.
Better make some space.
She's
Yeah.
normally a quilter.
Wow.
So you might have one soon then.
Well, if it is, it's gonna have to go in the garage on her side.
Now it looks like your shop is down in the basement, right?
I am in my basement, and my basement is cut into 2 halves
Okay.
because we added this room on, 30 years ago. So this is like a 12 by 20, and then the original part of the house is mine too.
That's why you got that header right there that was added on.
All right,
This
who
one?
kicked out Russ?
I see we lost Russ.
Oh,
Okay.
no, we're
Russ, Donna? Do we
We
really
lost-
need Russ?
we lost Russ.
No.
No, you're in trouble because you might have to go on a different link.
There's something going on with the internet tonight.
All right.
Everybody would have to
Donald
go.
might recognize those machines over there.
Yeah, mine went totally blank,
Oh,
everything.
there you go. You're back anyway.
Yeah, there is something wrong because mine just went totally out.
Might be totally in and out.
If we can
Yeah,
find
I had to totally shut Google down and reopen it to get back in.
Wow.
So there's something definitely wrong.
That looks like an old tool shop or shop smithy. What do you used to call them?
There are 2 shopsmiths over there.
Yep.
Ah.
see?
One is in
Hey,
drill press mode,
Yep.
and the other is my desktop mode.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Donald, if yours breaks, I know where there's some we can go get.
Dang, Skippy.
And all of the special purpose units, things are behind me, but you can't see them behind the bandsaw. And to tell you the truth, I almost never use the shopsmith for a saw, and I never use it for a lathe.
Ah.
Well, I shouldn't say never. Sometimes I
use
feel
mine for a
sometimes I
drill
feel sorry for it.
Yeah. Well, that's me. Sometimes I go out in my shop and all the tools go. They got these little signs up that says "Use me, use me."
Yeah.
Uh,
I got a third shopsmith in my garage, which is one of those 10 ERs from I think it's 1947.
Yeah.
Still works fine.
Yeah. Those actually back in the days where they were made were a fantastic machine.
Well, they're heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Yeah,
one over here that's their digital Power Pro one, which I bought.
Yeah.
it was all
2014.
they're all excellent, and that was the only downfall was you had to switch them over. But otherwise, they're
Right. Right.
As I tell people, they do everything, but not really that well.
Yeah.
I
Well,
would,
yeah.
I would
Good
use
enough,
mine
that's
if I
good.
had all the standalone. I mean,
And I have for the shopsmith, I have 2 of the band saws. I got the jointer. I got the strip sander. I got the belt sander. That's about all you need.
Yeah.
And they sit on the shelf because I got the bigger lathe and I got the bigger table saw. And
So all right.
I got the
first-
bandsaw. That's all I need. And
those band saws are fantastic.
hmm
They will cut through anything.
Yep.
2 questions I have for you. First
Yep.
off, how long you been woodworking or making woodworking, that kind of thing?
I started in high school.
Yeah.
That was 1974, 3, 2, somewhere in that area. And then life got in the way. And then when the kids went to college and we put an addition on the house 15 years ago, I got back into it big time.
Good. Good.
But, I do have a full-time job and I'm not retired. So, yeah, my full-time job is a 50 to 60 hour a week job. So it leaves me nights for here.
Yeah. But I mean, it does give you hobby time and you do enjoy it.
Yeah.
What's your primary focus? I mean, do you like doing all kinds of stuff, or do you? I know
primary is wood turning.
Wood turner.
Yeah, primary. But I do have one of. I can focus on it. Where the heck is it? Come on, get over there. If you can make out what's underneath all that crap that's on the table.
Not really. I can't. But
On top of the table, on top, you mean, right?
Enlarge the screen, Russell. So we can
Yep.
see.
It's a Seiko.
oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And I've made one project on that I got second place in 2017 by somebody's contest. And
Yep.
I believe that was on Simply Wooden Creations.
Yep. I remember now.
It
Oh,
doesn't
that's-
matter if it was good. You just did a random draw.
Yep. No, that's good. No, the Seiko is a good scroll saw.
You can put a dime on that and not shake it.
Yeah. I started out with a Craftsman, which I bought when I was my daughter was only 2 or 3 years old, and she was born in 79, I believe it was. Yeah. And so I bought it at 21, 22. Never seen a dead burn scroll saw in my entire life. My father was a carpenter, so we didn't have no damn scroll saw on the. Trying to get him off full screen here if I can.
Please do.
Yeah, we didn't have you didn't use a scroll saw building houses.
No.
So when I walked through and seen it, I asked the guy, I said, what the heck is this? He says, oh, this is a scroll saw. And they had some pictures of stuff you could make with it. And I was just like, well, I got to get one of these. So I ended up buying it and taking it home and started scrolling on it. If my daughter was 2 or 3 years old, born in 79, so it had to be 82, somewhere in that area. I've been scrolling ever since. But I also went out from scrolling to turn into playing with 3D printers. It's some of these yahoos that I'm around some of the times got me into 3D printing. And
you get bored if you get pigeonholed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, my first scroll saw was a Dremel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We bought that when the kids were in Cub Scouts. It's Pinewood Derby time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Is that one of those ones with a 4-inch blade on it?
I don't really remember. I ended up
It
giving
had a
it to my
little
brother.
4-inch blade and it had a disc sander on the side.
No, it was a standard size scroll saw.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
5-inch blade. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a knockoff from somebody else, and then got rid of that.
Yeah.
I went to my Shopsmith scroll saw. Gave that away. It worked great, but it was louder than all giddy up.
Yeah.
And then I got the Seiko, which you can hardly hear when you turn it on.
Yeah.
I just have to use it.
Actually, Steve Good, when I met him years ago, I've known Steve Good 15, 20 years. He was promoting when the DeWalt started coming out with theirs. And he was promoting the DeWalt. And I talked to him. I said, I still got this old Craftsman. He said, dude, get one of these DeWalts. You'll never look back. And he was right. I bought it and I was like, holy crap, this is all the difference. Even the table was huge compared to the little Craftsman, And so he got me into that. So, and then I got with Seiko and got theirs. So yeah, those are good saws.
It's been, I basically use it now to cut things in half.
Yeah.
I'll make it a pen. The blank's a little long. I just cut it down.
Yeah.
It's faster than sometimes turn that thing back on behind the big grizzly behind me.
So when when you're doing your turning and stuff, what's some of the favorite things you like to turn? Bowls, vases?
Bowls have been my favorite for a while, and now I'm starting to do turning. I mean, I got actually my favorite stuff is segmented turnings, which is
Yeah, you can hold some of the stuff up. Bring it over. I'll put you on full screen.
that.
Oh, that is beautiful.
This is my favorite, but it takes a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
What you do when you design one of these, you don't make one,
No.
you make three.
Yeah.
Three.
Yeah, because
You're set up for it. Zim, zim, zim. You do all the rings.
yeah, you got to cut all the pieces and then cut them in pieces and put them together. And yeah, it's
Scoot it to the other end for a second.
yeah. Yeah, you just don't make one. It's not like grabbing a piece of wood, throwing it on the lathe, and start turning.
So, a lot of people crash, bang, boom. So a lot of people ask, how do you make that?
Yeah, that's it.
So you got rings.
Yep.
And you stagger them, and you're very careful about how you glue them up. So I made this one, I think 7 or 8 years ago. I haven't gotten around to finishing it yet. But
It's like
it'll be exactly the same as that one.
Right.
You hope.
Yeah, I turned a few of them, and I love doing it, but they're they're time consuming.
But you make the occasional vase.
Yeah, beautiful. What wood is that?
I believe it's elm.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But and then you get down to let's see if anyone can tell me what that wood is.
Bye, Jimbo. Take care.
It's plywood.
Wow.
It's not plywood.
It's not plywood.
You're close, but technically it's a plywood.
Bamboo?
No. Think construction.
Really?
Microlam. It's a microlam
microlam.
beam.
Huh.
Huh.
In my other shop, I had 3 lolly columns like that one back here.
Yeah.
And I didn't like them, so I took them out and I put microlam beams up. I made a big H frame to hold up my house. And I had left my son said, "Hey, Dad, that's all well and good. You did use an engineer, right?" I said, "No."
Engineer.
Your grandmother's upstairs jumping. She hadn't fallen through. We're good.
Yeah. Engineer.
Show us a few more of your pieces since I got you on.
All right. This is a piece of maple that I was playing with dyes.
Oh, that's pretty.
Really good figure. And crack we had to fill.
Well,
But
sometimes that happens.
it's making a hell of a good discus, too. This is another. I think this is this is beech, actually.
Yeah.
And I had a little problem with it.
So you put some character on
It
it.
broke in half. Well, actually broke in fifths. So I made a form and used resin and poured it and then returned it. I wish I used black instead of red, but I didn't.
Hindsight, always 2020.
Yeah.
It's a
And
nice,
this is a natural edge.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah. Yeah.
What's on the bottom of that one, Chris?
That's apple.
What's on the bottom?
What's on the bottom? Wood.
His stamp.
Your stamp. Yeah.
That's back when I used to sign it with a pen, or actually probably one of those. What do you call it?
Engraver?
Sharpies.
No, the one that burns it in.
Oh,
Wood
Yeah,
burn.
The wood
Yeah.
burn.
that's what it's called.
Now I was going to say
I
wanted
finished
to
this
see-
one today,
that's what I wanted to see. That is nice.
that's pretty
and
cool.
I started this one 5 years ago, and then lost it. And when I was cleaning my shop today, lo and behold, I found this under a pile of crap. So I had it turned. I just had to sand it and take the tenon down. But that's a piece of cherry.
All right.
Wow.
That's usually what happens to the ones that keep on busting my knuckles too.
Hold that up again. I like that. Yeah, I like how how it formed in the cherry, how it's light on the outside and darker and toward the
we
center.
get the sapwood and the heartwood.
Yeah. But I mean, I haven't seen one quite that distinctive, where it was that pretty. That's nice.
Yeah, sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you don't.
No Russ Meadows out there.
This one is just a little cocky-walkie.
Gives a
I
character.
turned it green and let it go.
Yeah.
It's a crotch of an oak tree.
Huh.
An oak likes to move.
That's a plate for the family member that just ain't quite all there.
Yeah, well,
you
I have a few of those.
You give that one to your Alzheimer's mother-in-law so she can't eat right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I did not mean that.
Fortunately, she's no longer with us.
Oh, well, my mother-in-law isn't either, unfortunately. And she did has Alzheimer's.
Yeah, so did my mother-in-law lived with me for 7 years, and she was a very nice lady, but it progressed on with her. So this is a good soup bowl.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh. Oops.
And I was going to toss it, but I said, there's something about the grain in that wood that I absolutely love, so I hung on to it.
No, I wouldn't toss it.
It's a simple rules on diets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy that you give at the table that eats too much.
Yeah. So I went to SWAT, which is a wood turning symposium in Waco, Texas. It's always in the last weekend of August. And who lives in Texas out there? Billy Burt was there. Hi, Billy.
Yeah, Billy Bird's out there.
So
Al's in Texas too.
there's something wrong with people who live in that part of Texas and stay there for the summer. That's all I have to say.
Me or Billy Bird?
Well, you can go in that category too, because we flew into the airport 7 o'clock at night. We walk out of the airport and it's 112 degrees at 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's cooling
Something
down.
wrong with people that live there.
And there's always a clown walking around in leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we drive to Waco. We get into our hotel room. By the time we get to Waco, it's down to 107. We walk into the hotel and it was like 38. What's wrong with people? Anyway, I took a class. Billy was there for this class with Rita Duxbury, and she was turning lighthouses, which are a relatively easy project, but no one really wants to do them because it looks harder than it is. So we came up with that.
Oh, that's nice.
And I did this one a couple of weeks ago here with a hunk of maple. And the thing I liked about it is these holes that represent the lights, they all line up. Yeah. And I did it freehand.
That's good. Now
try doing that. I will never do that again.
Question: do you bore the holes after it's turned, or before?
I did it after. Yeah, I did it after it was turned with a 10mm Forstner bit.
Oh.
And I cheated. I went through once with an 1/8" bit in both ways and followed it through.
Oh, okay. But that's cheap.
But still. That's
and nice.
I made a paste out of tongue oil, beeswax, carnauba wax, and citrus oil, and finished it with that.
That's pretty.
So it still smells pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And this is one that's not done. I think it's dry enough. And that's again maple. So the grain at the bottom of this is going to look like if you can see the figure in that.
Oh yeah.
It's too much light. But that's all curl.
Oh wow.
You can feel it when you put your hand in. There's no way in the hell that you're going to get that sanded smooth because the curl is harder than the wood around it.
Right. Yeah.
But it's the base of the tree that's been squished on it. So, and we got all this. I got in trouble for getting this wood because we were on vacation at Cape Cod last year, and a friend of mine took down an absolutely ginormous maple tree, huge tree, and we were camping up there. And when we got back with our camper, the pad in our backyard that we had built for it was filled with that tree. And we had a wedding reception scheduled for the next month for my son. It was going to be in the backyard. And about the day before the reception, I got the last of it, cut up and moved. So I'm no longer allowed to claim wood from anybody until I use up what I have.
I got that lecture too.
That?
I got that lecture too.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
haven't.
by the way, Chris, it may have snowed in the Worcester Hills today.
I heard that. I was talking about going to the lumber shop and all this exotic wood. My wife says, "Well, what about the pile that's underneath your lathe that hasn't been touched in 2 years?" Well, I'm going to work on those.
Yeah.
Just other things that come up.
I was asked to. I was a GC for 20 years, and I was asked to. A friend of mine was having some problems on a job that he was doing, a very expensive home. It was only $1.2 million.
Is that all?
And yeah, so they were having some problems in the kitchen getting some stuff lined up, and he wanted me to come over and look at it. And it just so happened to be that the cabinet maker was there, and they had a 6-inch by 6-inch solid walnut for beams they were putting in. They were doing they had the tops and the bottoms, which has the furls. The bases were already pre-made and everything. So basically, you just had to assemble them. But they were having to cut it off, and they sent all the beams. One of them was 18 inches too long.
Oh,
so they had.
Yeah. What are you gonna do with that?
Yeah, and so they were cutting them off. A few of them are 6 or 8 inches. There was a total of there was a total of 6 of them that they ended up cutting off. So they were cutting them off, and I'm standing there talking to my friend, and he's telling me these questions, and I'm not paying attention at all to him. I'm looking at those pieces of walnut laying over there on the floor. So finally, I was talking to him, and he had the right idea, and I gave him some other information, and he goes, "Yeah, that would work. We could do it like that, and fix it, and it would be all right." And what it wasn't that hard of a fix. He was just worried about how it would turn out because they were putting tile floor in, and I said they'd actually misplaced the pipes and the drain line for the sink, and it was going to be an island sink. So pretty much they were going to have to bust it up and move it. And he was worried about getting it nice and level and stuff for the cabinets and everything to sit on, because we're talking about a $1.2 million house. And I said, pour it. And I said, worst comes to worst, go hire a damn concrete grinder and grind it down smooth and level, if, you can't get it that smooth, because concrete's a little hard to work with, especially when you're patching it. But anyway, so toward the end, I walked over. Yeah. And I walked over to the end. I looked at that cabinet maker and I said, what do you plan on doing with those, like 6 or 8 of those pieces of those 6x6 beams or posts? And he goes, throw them in the dumpster. And I said, you don't have to worry about moving them. I'll take care of it.
I'll help you.
Yeah, I'll help you. So I've got one of them is 18 inches long. And I brought it home and I turned it into an 18-inch. At the base, it is always, you can't get it 6 inches, obviously, because it's square, but I got it as round as I can, made my wife an 18-inch tall, solid walnut flower vase.
Nice.
Yeah, I have to take some pictures and show you. It is beautiful.
I got to show you one of the smaller pieces from that tree last year that I still have to process.
Oh, but yeah, she was like, "What are you making?" And I said, "You'll see when I get through."
Chris has got a cool camera. It follows him around his shop.
Yeah, I saw that.
No, don't tell Al. That's my wife's my camera woman.
Okay.
I still have to get this one done.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's nice. That's a good chunk of wood there.
Was that the one you were cutting? Like,
Oh, by the way, Russ, I've had the shots in my back too.
Chris, was that the one you were cutting with the chainsaw?
That was cut with a chainsaw, yes.
Because I remember you were battling with a big old, huge stump.
Yes, I have a 36-inch Husqvarna, just big enough.
See you, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
But
That's cool.
some of you, well, Al, I think knows what I do for a living. So I find myself in cemeteries on a daily basis.
I know that.
We all will eventually.
I'm a funeral director. But I was in a cemetery in the next town over, and they had a ginkgo tree, which is not native to North America. And they took it down, and they had a couple of big pieces just sitting there. And I talked to the cemetery director, nice old lady, and I said, "What are you going to do with that?" "Oh, we're waiting for someone to come throw it away." I said, I got you.
Yeah, I got it. I'll take care of it.
So
You don't have to look no further. Oh, you.
Oh,
we have a coring system.
Wow.
So I got 4 bowls out of that, and they match.
That's nice.
So
Yeah, that is nice. That's really
See, y'all get lucky. The fella back behind my
yeah, I
house
cored a maple
cut
one.
down a big old tree. And I went out there to look at it, and it was some more of that sweet gum. I know I'm good.
You know what the best thing to do with the sweet gum tree?
Burn it.
down. Chop it down.
yeah.
It sure ain't turn it.
My neighbor had, they're not native to Connecticut, but they grow here. And my next door neighbor had one that he planted the year we put our swimming pool in. And then after about 5 years, it grew to about 30 feet tall. And those pods that they have just fell all over the place. And it was right next to our pool.
Yeah.
Luckily, the roots went under his driveway, and that was the end of that.
All I can tell you is if you put one on the lathe, make sure it's still wet, because once it gets a little bit dry, it will kill you. Like trying to turn a piece of stone.
You thought it got hard?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a little up there still. What I took the pods and I embedded them in resin.
Oh,
I think it's on.
Right?
I think it's on your email.
Oh, okay.
It's a red and green. It looked like I did it when COVID hit, and it looks just like the COVID molecule.
I got a Aussie Man said he's got a coring system too, and he loves it. It's great. Vicky Ramsey wants to know what Rumsey. I'm sorry, I haven't got my glasses on. Donna, what you working on? Hi, everybody out there. Leonard Davis is here. Dances with Ardbox. Russ Meadows. Ardbox. Aardvarks. Good to have all y'all out there. I appreciate it. Is Michelle Marcoux out there? Anybody seen him?
Michelle Marcoux out there.
Michelle Marcoux's out there. James Trading World. Good to see you, James. I think I said Leonard Davis. Billy Burt.
Yep.
The Messy Studio. Yeah.
Yeah.
JJE.
Yeah.
You know, I used to think my shop was messier than Billy's and Paul's. But I was wrong.
Yeah. You ain't
I
seen
beat you
mine.
guys. I got you guys beat.
Yeah, Rob Hampton.
Paul, you have nothing on me.
Yeah, I got y'all beat. I've been doing several projects around the house throughout November, December, and into January until I got sick. Maybe I don't think I've told y'all this, but I did catch COVID again. I was in the hospital for 3 days. I never mentioned that to y'all, but I just did. But anyway, so my project stopped for a little while, but I got to get back into doing some stuff too myself. Michelle Marcoux said, yes, I'm here, Russ. Sorry, I didn't see you earlier. I would have said something. Yeah, I got some people that are just here all the time. I don't know what the hell they want to see me for, but they're here. So I appreciate you. Trust me. I really
Maybe
do.
they're not here for you, Russ.
Well,
Maybe
that
they're
could
here
be.
for Donna.
Maybe that could be. Yeah.
Donna goes like this.
I had a scratch.
Yeah.
Thanks. You just made me have corn dip go up my nose.
Yeah.
I ain't
Oh.
that.
Yeah.
Woo, spicy.
Okay, what time is it? It is
Michelle said all the fun going here.
all 8:35. So let me get this set up. I have get it back on this. Yeah, I'm back here. All right, so come on, mouse. My mouse is not wanting to cooperate.
Russ, the first
Let's
photo I
go.
sent you secondly is my confession.
Oh my God.
Is your confession? Okay.
On the ball.
So
Don't put it up until you're ready.
okay, I'll go through inbox share.
It's still 7:36 or 8:36.
7:36. Real
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, 7:36 real time.
Well, I hear 836.
Oh, okay. So there we go.
Many of those you've seen.
Oh, come on now. Full screen layout. There we go. So is it by itself?
Yes, it's the one that says workshop confession. Second one down.
Oh, okay. I don't know how I missed that, but
Is that what with, Russ?
Graphic pictures and blood help.
What are those other ones that are there?
Oh,
I
come
see
on.
Leonard Davis, JJE. Are those leftovers from last week?
yeah, those are leftovers.
Are you going to go over those?
I thought I went through and was deleting them, but somehow my it didn't work out. Okay,
I
so
say
we can
show
go to
'em.
this. We've already showed them.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, if we saw them, it's cool.
Okay. Are we seeing this one?
What's
It's
this?
a
Beach. Don't know whose that is.
I see a beach.
It's a beach.
That's not Australia, is it?
No, that'll be upside down.
Hey, that's a piece of wood.
naughty wood at that.
Oh, did we lose
I need
Russ?
to wonder if the show just even don't want me on, because that's twice it's
yeah.
just cut me off.
Oh,
I'm telling you, man, I keep on cutting out. There is something going on tonight.
Yeah.
We have new
All
internet
right.
at my house here.
Present. Share screen. Let's try this again. Inbox at contest. Share. Oh, why? Am I showing?
We saw your screen for a second.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
we go.
that.
We see the C.
Yeah, that's a C. That's yours, Chris.
It's not mine.
Well, it's got your name written.
I ain't never been there.
and he's gone again.
Bye.
So we wait for
So,
Russ.
Chris, what are you working on this week?
I can do it this way. This week, well, I've been to the shop just a little today. We have 2 dogs, and one of them a week ago.
Well, that's in the same video as the other one. So, is that one yours?
We only see the gang here.
Nothing on the screen.
Why is this thing giving me so? Present.
God damn it.
Share screen.
By the way, Chris, Dan Engie says, Chris Neilan, I'm going to get a hold of you about a possible job I need done.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Is it my hobby?
Yeah, I was
Or
gonna
is
say that.
or is it my work?
Okay, is that one yours?
That is mine. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
And
that
that-
came
and that-
off the same roll as this one. So
I don't know
you,
what that
you
is.
yeah, well, you sent one by accident because that's in the same thing.
I wonder what that is.
Hmm.
But anyway,
All right.
that is that's when I mix my work with my hobby.
Okay.
Oh, the nerd.
That was a scattering tube for my cousin.
Ah.
So
Nice.
my cousin took his ashes down to spring training camp for the Yankees last week, and he's out in center field now.
Very good. Very
I
good.
will leave my Yankee jokes alone.
We, my father-in-law, was him and his wife. My wife's parents were born in Puerto Rico, and when he died, he wanted to go back and his ashes be scattered in the river where him and his brother used to fish. So we took him to Puerto Rico. And so, is that the same scattering?
No, that actually has an Episcopal minister in it.
Okay.
He was a good friend.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I like it. It's pretty.
And I've never charged anybody for any turnings. It's all been here, take this.
Yeah.
Those are pens that were given to I'm part of New London, Connecticut's Rotary Club. And we do Student of the Year appreciation, and we all give gifts. And I dyed some pen blanks green because our colors are green and gold. So that's for them.
Very pretty. What type of pen kits are those?
Oh, those are probably whatchamacallit, so Monarchs.
Yeah.
It's a standard. They're available everywhere.
Yeah. That's the bowl.
Yeah.
That is very pretty. How did you come up with the design? Did you just think of it in your head and say, I'm gonna put this together, or did you see something?
Well, I had an idea, and I there's a program out there for segmenting, which for the life of me now I can't remember the name of it. But you can design it, and it'll tell you the size of the cuts and the angles and how to lay it out.
Right. Looks good.
Wood
Very
turners.
good. Sticky Buns Cafe.
Aha. That wasn't supposed to be on there.
Oh boy.
It's on there, my friend.
Yeah,
Hope
what
there
else
ain't
do we have?
anything on here we shouldn't see.
I don't know.
We'll find out.
Okay, that's one of the bowls. Now I use my laser to sign the bottom of them.
Yeah, that's what I do myself.
It's a little
Hey, Chris,
birdhouse.
is it called Wood Turner Pro by chance? The program?
I think it may be.
Okay.
Because they also have Segmenting Pro, and there are three programs that Lloyd Johnson is a designer of the program.
I don't know if this
Very
is
nice.
Like that
I
very
like
nice.
it.
Yeah.
For some reason, it keeps on skipping.
More pens.
Now, do you make those boxes or buy them?
I buy them. Yeah, for what Penn State charges for them, you can't make them for that.
No, you can't. I made a few of them in the beginning just for the heck of it, just to see if I could make them. But yeah.
So that bowl has a name. That we named for some odd reason Grumpy Cat.
Grumpy Cat.
I see it now.
I see it.
Yeah. There's an inside joke in the family about that.
I would have to put googly eyes on.
Now, I wanted to turn one of these types. Is it really that? Is it very hard to turn, or is it?
No, that was a scrap. I don't know. It's open. I got it over there on the bench. That was just a scrap of maple that I was just about to throw in the burn pile, and
Right.
I said no. I just took my compass and eyeballed where the centers were for the walls. Drew a circle, put a wood screw on it, and just turned it.
Oh, cool.
It turned out to be one of the easiest and most pleasant experiences.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found a few chunks like that I was thinking, I ain't never tried one of those before. So
I watch a bunch of YouTubers that do the most unorthodox turnings.
obviously that one's not supposed to be in there.
Nope, I don't know what that is either.
Hey, that's nice though.
All right,
That's
so we're
another
back
tool.
to the beginning, and then we'll go with the lighthouse one.
And I turn that off center, so the base is bigger.
Yeah. Still looks nice. I like the color of the wood really is like awesome with it. It just makes it stick out.
We have a lot of maple in Connecticut. I've never had a maple tree with that color in it.
I was gonna say I didn't think that was maple.
Yeah, that's just it's a maple. It was growing near the beach in the next town over. I just have a feeling the roots must have gone down and picked up a lot of the brackish water that's in the system.
Must have,
A
yeah.
lot of minerals.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That is very pretty. And
I got to do more.
so I guess you want to show this one, the Woodshop Confessions.
Oh,
All right.
look at
Oh, is
that.
it the end of the
Why are
show
you doing
already?
this to me?
Is it the end of the show already?
Okay.
It's getting
So here we
close.
go with the Woodshop. No, I just decided since we're here, we'll go ahead and do it.
Oh, okay.
Command decision.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mother's
that's
Day.
a good one.
That's Mother's Day 2012.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that grizzly bandsaw that's behind me,
Yeah, behind you.
we
Yeah.
got home from celebrating Mother's Day, and I wanted to do some work down here. So I had this piece of wood that I wanted just to square up, and I'm pushing it through, and my blade was dull. Worst thing to do with a bandsaw is a dull blade.
Yeah.
And I'm pushing it through, and my fingers are, well, you can see where my fingers are.
Yeah.
And right at the last second, a light bulb went off in my head, and I hit a soft spot, and boom!
It went forward.
This
Yeah.
is 9 o'clock at night. And
How many
the blade
stitches?
went in. Only 5, maybe 6.
Wow.
Wow.
But I hit it, and I to this day I can still see in slow motion the teeth of the saw going against the bone of my finger, and it deflected back out.
Ooh.
So I didn't, they didn't have to reattach it. It was just a big, huge skin flap and a little numbness. But my wife heard this. I'm in the basement. She's upstairs, and she heard this. Oh, shite, or something like that.
Oh, Shikaki.
And it was loud, and I hadn't seen it yet. And she comes to the top of the stairs, and I just say, "Get the car keys! Get the car keys!" I run up the stairs.
Yeah.
I got paper towels, blood's pouring out.
Oh my God.
She runs to the car and said, "Wait a minute, I gotta see it." I go to the sink. Oh yeah, we're going to the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to take a stitch.
To this day, you can't see it on here, but I left a blood spatter on that saw. It's my reminder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I've had a few scary moments, but I learned a long time ago. I use 2 push blocks. I use one to put against it to hold it against the fence once I get so close, and then the other one to push it through, because I didn't have an accident, but I was cutting one day and got kind of within like 3 or 4 inches of my fingers, and that did the same thing. It went lunged forward in the soft part, and I just went, "Whoa, this ain't gonna happen."
What I do now, when I get to the end of a cut, I'll walk around the back of the saw and pull it through.
Yeah. I usually either sometimes I got those. I bought some. They were on sale at Harbor Freight one time, and they're the blocks that you can put sandpaper on, but they were so cheap they ain't worth a flip for anything else. Trust me, they don't hold sandpaper well or anything. but I glued the sandpapers, some like 80 grit on the bottom of them. And so I'll use that to put on the outside to push because it grips so well, and I can keep a firmer push against the fence, and then use the push block to push it through. So who'd we lose?
Chris.
Last night, I was eavesdropping on Al's stream last night while I was rebuilding my jointer. I got a rigid 6-inch jointer in the next room. And for Christmas, I bought myself a new cutter head, one of those helical carbide
Yeah,
things.
oh yeah. Yeah, I want to get one of those for mine.
I've been intimidated by putting it on.
Yeah.
So this week, I was saying before, one of our dogs, he may be in hospice care. We don't know. He went from being extremely active, playful on Friday, and on Saturday, he's like, I'm done. And my wife was on vacation. So I'm dealing with that. So, okay. He's upstairs resting this. I start taking it apart, and it comes out rather easily. Now, the original blades are still here, and notice how I'm holding it.
It's not as heavy as you would think it was.
No, it's not as sharp as you'd think it was.
Oh.
As I said to Al last night, this is about as sharp as a golf club.
Yeah.
So I
So
get the
what
whole
you're
thing.
saying, you think it's about time to change it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like sharpening blades like that.
Yeah. No.
Matter of fact, in 12, 14 years, I never once sharpened them. I said,
Can you flip them around, Chris?
I wouldn't know. That's the
Some of them do and some don't.
No, they're not reversible.
They're not. Oh.
Yeah.
Chris
Stop
Ahern
it.
is back.
Huh?
Chris Ahern is back.
Oh, I never, to be honest with you, I never sharpened them easy because when, for years and years and years, they were so cheap. I just bought a brand new set and put in it.
Yeah, I just push the wood harder.
Just take the shaft and flip it and then reinstall it.
I don't think
anyway,
it would cut.
I got the replacement for it on mywoodcutters.com, and I put it in last night, and just about I got everything buttoned back up, and I had to replace one part on the machine that had broken, and I had a replacement part for it. So I had to turn the jointer upside down, disassemble it, put that part in, put it back in, and there's a little stop collar that goes on the shaft that adjusts the outfeed table up and down, and the set screw, tiny little set screw.
You lost it.
I didn't just lose it. I apparently drop kicked it. I spent 2 hours looking for that because it's metric.
Yeah, I was gonna say it maybe 3 millimeter or 5 millimeter.
It was a 3 millimeter wrench, but I don't know what size threads they were.
That would be a
Oh,
5 millimeter
yeah.
thread.
Yeah.
5 millimeter.
Gave up. It's pushing midnight. I go upstairs, talking to my wife. Says, I got to go downstairs and turn the lights off. I go downstairs. Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I lost something here a while back on one of my 3D printers. And I knew just as soon as I started to put the screw in, my hands are, I have carpal tunnel in one. And I knew just as soon as I'm going to put it in, I should have had a magnet on it and put it in, put a magnet on my screwdriver to hold it and then put it in. And sure enough, it fell. I spent, like you said, 15, 20 minutes looking for that damn thing. And finally, I gave up. I took one step back. It was underneath my foot.
Yeah, done that.
How the heck it got underneath my foot, I'll never know. Either that or when it fell, I moved and put my foot on it. One of the two. Yeah.
I just realized
I drop it and always let it lay there.
Yeah.
One time I found a grandchild a week later.
Well, I found the best thing for my hands with those screws is either magnetize the screwdriver itself or I got these quarter size earth magnets. I just stick it to the side of the screwdriver.
Yeah.
And it holds the screw perfect until you can get it started, and then you can take the magnet off.
What I like about the jointer, when you take it apart, you can't see any of the bolts that are inside the stand that you need to just take apart to get to these other parts.
Yeah.
So you're in there blind, like, all right, I think that's it.
Sometimes you just give up
Never give up.
like that. Okay.
Just take a break.
Dances with Aardvark says, I've been getting some wild
Gears.
gears,
Yeah.
adult big spirograph
Yeah.
at some point to put on my patterns on platters. Okay. I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah. Bill was talking about that he liked the way he cuts spirographs in wood with a spirograph. It's very cool. Mike does some really cool stuff with his.
Hey, and you ain't on here yet?
Well, Mike doesn't have, I think, connectivity with his mic.
Oh, okay.
So he can't stream.
Right.
He can record, but he can't stream.
But he can't stream.
Yeah.
So Al, you like old electronics?
Is that an old Philco?
That is an old Zenith.
Zenith.
It's a 1959 AM FM.
I was 1 year old when that was made.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yep.
nice. Very nice.
Still works.
Does it still?
Yes, it does.
Is it
That
tube
is
or is
awesome.
it transistor?
Oh, it's tube.
Oh,
Dude,
nice.
Yeah.
I
I
was
was gonna
still
say
10
in
years
that
away
year, I
when that
think-
was made.
In that year, I was thinking they still made tubes.
Yeah. I don't think they'd come out with solid state yet.
Yeah. You remember
I
the
guess-
old days? We had an old tubed TV, and that sucker would go out. My dad would pull the back off of it and find the one that wasn't glowing, and pull it out and take it to the drugstore and put it in their tube tester.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it was, yep, sure enough, that's the bad. Pull the one out of the cardboard box, go pay for it, bring it back, stick it in, put it back on, and turn the TV on.
Mom,
I
you
used to
take
go
me
to
to Radio Shack?
7-Eleven. I used to go to
Yeah.
7-Eleven.
Is all they are is a giant transistor. You got the electrodes got to jump on the plate. It's
Yep.
amazing that they thought of it back then.
Yes.
I always got a kick out. When I was in college, I was one of the engineers for our radio station. And I always got a kick out of the fact that vacuum tubes we used to test solid state. The VTVM meters.
Well, that was the known standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have got to
I
take
know.
just a 5-minute break, but I'll be right back. Y'all keep him entertained.
Talk about radios.
So, Chris, what
Yes, sir.
plans do you have for upcoming projects or in general?
Next project is going to be repacking the bearings on my RV. Because if I don't do that before we go on our next trip, I'm liable to freeze a spindle.
They use a spindle, yeah, and that's horrible, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we've had the RV for 2 years. It's 3 years old. We bought it 1 year used, and we've never packed the bearings. And I don't believe in those
yeah.
buddy bearings, whatever when you
Yeah,
put the
seals,
piece cut on them. So look at that. But my 3D printer was very useful. It's a blowout plug when I winterize it.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
What I need to do is find out how to design or modify a design for that, because I have if it's not on printables or that other thingiverse, I'm lost.
What are you using to print with? What do you use to design with?
I don't design. I
Okay.
download.
Okay, yeah, well, all
I
right.
download, send it to the Creality splitter, and off we go.
Yeah, gotcha.
And that,
Well,
I don't know whether it's my computer or not, but when I click on the icon to open up the Creality splitter, it takes about 3 or 4 minutes to load.
I don't know about making modifications in Tinkercad, but you can definitely design some stuff. But I know you can modify stuff, STLs, if you bring them into Fusion and you change them over, and then you can go in and do
Yeah,
something.
I don't have Fusion.
Yeah. Well,
I think
yeah, but I'm
is that
saying,
one of the expensive ones?
if Dixon was there, I bet he could tell you how to actually modify the STLs, but
Can
he
you
ran
do
off too.
The easiest way to modify them is to get on the forum and say, "Hey, can someone help me?"
Yeah.
Nope. People that know how to do it like to
Where
do
are you
it.
heading?
Huh?
Leonard Davis is asking where are you heading, Chris?
I think our first trip is actually just outside of Newport, Rhode Island. That's only about an hour away. And then we have to go to next trip is up to New Hampshire, and then one in Vermont, and then one in Lake George. We have 4 trips planned. I was going to take my son is getting married in November in Ottawa. I was joking with my wife. Let's just take the RV to the wedding. She goes, "No, you're not doing that."
Yeah. You and I know that wouldn't go over well.
No. Let's go up there.
What
Just
part
like
of New
Ronnie.
Hampshire? What part of
What's
New
that?
Hampshire? You go to? What part of New
Well,
Hampshire?
we normally go up to around Meredith, Winnipesaukee area, but this time we're going up to where the hell are we going this time? They used to have the folk festival up there. It's one of the oldest resort towns in the country, but I can't remember the name.
North Conway?
No, other head right.
Oh, okay.
Boy, I wish I don't remember.
I know Meredith pretty well, though.
Meredith, we like Meredith.
I used to work on a camp out on Bear Island, and we were in and out of Meredith every day.
Yeah, we used to for 20. We bought a pop-up camper in 1990, and we went to Clearwater Campground in Meredith every year for 15 years straight.
Wow.
And we went back up there last year. Lots changed.
Yeah, it has.
It's been sold, and it's actually nicer. But we sold the pop-up. We had that pop-up from 1990 until 2023. Took it to Florida twice, Lake George, Williamsburg, and when we sold it to our neighbor's kids, still had the original tires on it.
Yeah. Wow.
And they were fine. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
The old bias ply tires last a lot longer.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, bias ply, yeah, they lasted longer than these steel belts do.
They never rotted out. They weren't even. They were 30 years old and not even dry rotted.
Wow.
At least on the outside.
Yeah.
We're considering buying a camper.
Yeah, we are too. I'm
Oh,
looking.
you like tornadoes?
I like.
No.
I'm trying to. I have a side by side that where we go riding in the woods, and my son-in-law, his family owns 180 acres within 6-8 miles of me, and so we go riding out there. And I'd like to get a toy hauler, so we'd like to go other places, and so I could put it up in there. And if
you can find one before 2019, go for those.
Those you think they're better made?
Well, the new ones have had a lot of problems with the frames.
Well, I've heard that. I was actually reading some reviews on some of them, and you're right. One of lady had one for 2 years, and the floor was already given out. And come to find out, they had used not even treated like particle board in the center, and the moisture was making it up through the outside and rotting the particle board out. I said, "You're kidding me."
Probably a COVID build.
Yeah.
Because there was no problem. They couldn't get the materials, and they couldn't get the employees, and they were just slapping them together.
They threw things together. So yeah, but yeah, that's what I'd like to have. But they're kind of pricey. I found out a good toy hauler is running around $80,000.
Yeah. We bought just a 25-foot travel trailer, so it has what you need. It has a bathroom, has air conditioning, has a bed.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking for too.
Yeah, and you say that, and so I went to a reverse order of we're needing to get an SUV. I like the Chevy Tahoes.
Yeah,
the reason I like them is they will tow as much as a Chevy 1500 half-ton pickup. But
that's not enough for a toy hauler.
Well, no, but I got a Dodge Dually.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. But what I was thinking about doing, rather than going the toy hauler part, I already have a trailer for the side-by-side that the Tahoe would tow, and just buy a regular camper and let the Dodge tow it, and she tow the toy hauler. And because I have had to buy a scooter to go around. Like, I can walk, don't get me wrong, but if we're going to Universal or Disney or any of the parks or whatever, Yeah, you
Your
can
back,
get it.
your back will go out.
Yeah, it gives out way before. So I would like to have the Tahoe also. If we go to Disney with our grandkids and stuff, I can put the scooter on the back of the Tahoe and we can go in that. And it'll be a little bit easier to park and then use the dually to toy the camper or tow the camper, I should say.
We bought this camper 2 years ago. We were going on vacation up to Lake Sunapee, and on the way there, there's a camper store that we've always seen going by it in Connecticut. We said, we're just going to pull in and we're just going to look. We're not going to buy. We're just going to look.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we looked.
The trap.
We looked, and they did not pressure us. They just said they're all open. Take a look, and if you need us, we're in the office. So we went out. We snuck away. We went out to lunch at a little roadside stand about a quarter mile away. Turned around, came back, and bought it. And then, at the time, we were driving a Nissan Frontier, and the people at the camp store said, "Well, you might want to consider buying a different truck because it's it had 150,000 miles on it. It's a standard shift. It's 15, 20 years old." And she said, technically it technically will pull it, but you might not be able to stop it.
Yeah.
And then we had to go out and find a truck. And this was when used cars were still expensive 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And, I went to the Chevy dealer in town, and I know the family very well. And I'm looking out there, and they had a bunch of Chevys that just were not looking like they were holding up. And they had this real nice looking Nissan Titan. Never heard of a Titan before.
Oh, they're good. They're good trucks.
Mother of God, I can tow this camper uphill and pass somebody.
Yeah.
It's
Incredible truck. Yeah.
Incredible.
Nissan makes good vehicles. Even their cars are very good.
Yeah.
But,
yeah,
they're
but when
very
you tow
good.
the camper, when you're towing the camper and you're driving, 6 or 8 hours, and you're getting 9 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
And that one wants high test if you're towing.
But back to the when I was thinking about doing the Tahoe and the smaller trailer, if I could, let's put it this way, for the amount the tow haulers were running, I could buy a Tahoe and a smaller camper for the same price and have both.
We cashed my life insurance in.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't owe anything. I mean, I have a little credit card debt, but that's because I keep buying toys. But everything, all our vehicles, my house, everything's paid for.
Yeah. At this stage of life, that's what you look for.
Yeah. So, but that's a little credit card debt. That's all I got. If I quit buying toys, I wouldn't even have that. So,
gotta have a few toys.
We went, and I'm not want to. Well, just real quick, we went to an RV show like 2 years ago, and I was looking. I found this really nice camper. Actually, it was an RV. It was the motorhome, and it was actually reasonably priced. It was a Chevy 3500 frame, and the kids could sleep above the cab. And it had a nice master bathroom and everything in the back. And so I was looking at it, and I was like, "Yeah, I really like this." So I went out there and talked to the guy. Says, "Is the price negotiable and everything else?" And I said, "Well, do you need any down payment to buy one of these or whatever?" And he looked at me and goes, "Yeah, you got to have at least 10 grand to put down." And I looked at him and I said, "How much?" He said, 10 grand. I said, $65,000. You got to have 10 grand. I said, "Dude, I can go buy a damn Cadillac Escalade for $65,000 and put 0 down with my credit score. And you want me to put $10,000 on this?" And he goes, "Well, RVs are different." And I went, "Okay." So
because they fall apart.
Yeah. So I told him, I said,
they do.
I looked at him and said, "Well," I said, "I was tempted to buy it, but 2 things." I said, you kind of turned me off because you don't think I'm good enough to buy one of these. And I said, second thing is, I just think you're an asshole. So I just kind of walked away. So we went down about 3 or 4 places, and I was looking at this other one, and I walked up to the guy and said, yeah, we're considering buying this and everything. And he was really nice. And he goes, yeah. I said, and it wasn't much more than the other one. I think this one was 66, whatever. This one was closer to 70. And I looked at him and I said, I'm thinking about buying this. I said, do I need a down payment on something like that? He said, well, what do you owe? I said, nothing. He says, what do you mean? I said, well, I own my house. The truck I'm driving out there is a Dodge Dually with a Cummins diesel. It's paid for. I said, my wife's car is paid for. He said, well, what's your credit score? And I said, well, let's put it this way. It's over 800. He goes, I can get you in this thing for nothing. And I said, do what? And he goes, yeah, if everything you're telling me is correct, I can pretty well get you in this thing for nothing. I said, see that idiot down there? And he's still standing out in front, right? And he says, which one? I said, the one with the brown shirt on. He goes, yeah. He told me I had to have $10,000 to buy his piece of shit. And the guy goes, really? And I said, yeah. Did you tell him anything? I said, no. He disgusted me so bad I just walked away. He said, well, I can assure you I can put you in this and you ain't got to pay nothing.
I hate salespeople. Not all of them. But the camera store that we went to, like that's a family-owned business. They've been there forever. You want it, it's there. If you don't want it, see you later.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yeah. I just thought that was stupid that you can go buy a brand new car, $60,000, $70,000, put nothing down, and they want $10,000 for an RV. That is. Yeah.
It's like mortgage.
Yeah. Well, I am glad you came on. We've had a great time.
Yeah.
Had fun.
Yeah, had a lot of fun. Had a lot of interesting stuff. And be careful with your finger next time near that bandsaw. That's for damn sure.
One thing we got to show, because people want to know what tools you have.
Oh, yeah.
That's only half.
You don't have enough clamps, Chris.
Yeah.
You don't have enough clamps.
I don't have many clamps at all. I only have maybe 8 clamps.
Yeah, well, when you're turning, you don't really need a lot of clamps.
No, you need a shield for your face.
Yeah.
Protect the teeth.
No, you're lucky that didn't make it through farther than it did on your finger, man.
Oh, yeah.
Is it work good or yeah?
It's crooked, but it's not because of that. It's the genetics of my father and mother are catching up on me.
We've got
I used to play banjo. I think we have them hanging up on the wall over there, but now when I play it, not only does it hurt your ears, it hurts my hands.
All the clarities in my family has the crooked little finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a little crook right there at the end that you can see. My sons hold their hands up, and I look at them and say, yeah, you're a clarity. You ain't the mailman's.
Is this one straight?
Yeah. Is that one okay? Yeah.
That one's straight?
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, good. I'm glad you're on. We had a lot of fun. Yeah, if you want to come back, just let me know. We'd love to have you again.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, anytime. We're open and ready. So he's already gave his woodshop confession. I have to admit, that's probably one of the worst ones I've seen.
Right?
Yeah,
and not once did he drop the F-bomb either.
No, he didn't. Nope.
That night or tonight? I have been known to drop the F-bomb.
Yeah, well, you can't get any worse than what is it, Mike Fulton? I think it is.
Oh, I think I saw that one.
Yeah, he drops it quite frequently. Trust me.
Yeah.
So he drops it quite frequently, but he's a good guy too. We had him on a while back, and I hadn't had him on in years, and right in the middle of the show, he dropped it. I never will forget that. And I'm like,
it wakes you up.
If Russ had heard the parts in my shop that I cut out of my videos, he wouldn't have allowed me on the show.
I have so many.
I used to post videos, Donald. I haven't seen a video from you in a while.
Well, I lost my original channel because
I remember that.
And I kind of got discouraged. I started putting some up, and I needed to make money somehow, so I'm still planning on putting more up, but
Yeah.
it's not a priority to me.
They're very easy to film. They're very difficult to edit.
They take a while.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Good night, Jeff. Everybody's saying good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you all. If I haven't mentioned you tonight, we'll blame it on these guys. They're supposed to be watching the chat and calling out people's names, and they didn't do their job tonight. So I'm going to deduct some from their pay before it's all over with.
There goes my raise.
Yeah, there goes your raise.
We're getting paid?
Yeah. Don't forget a thumbs up, guys. Thanks,
Yeah,
Dan.
don't forget thanks, Dan E, for being out there. I don't think I remembered you. And thank you. I think I said Leonard Davis, but thanks, Leonard. Dancing with Aardvarks, Aussie Man, Michelle Marcoux, all y'all that are out there all the time. But I do appreciate everyone that's out there. Trust me. And when you get somebody that's as entertaining as Chris, it's hard to take, it's hard to watch the chat and talk to him at the same time because he's really entertaining. We have some people on there you got to pry stuff out of, Chris. So it's like
I've been known. My father used to call me the babbler.
Yeah, well,
I will babble.
I've been known to run my mouth a little too much. So
No.
no. See what I get put up with, Chris? See?
And Paul's not even here.
Yeah, the other hecklers left.
I picked the wrong week to quit drinking.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got to get out of here. I've had a long day.
Thanks for having me.
Birthday party. Thank you again, Chris, and thank you, Al and Donald and Donna and Dixon and Chris, and also thank you to Paul, who's not here at the time. But thank you again, Chris Neilan. I appreciate you being on here. Listen, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just lazy. Get off the couch, get in your shop, do something, and make some sawdust. Have a good time. Enjoy it. It's what it's for. It's relaxing. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Thank you for watching, and God bless everybody.
Good night.
Likewise, girls, remember you don't have to go home, but you cannot stay here.
Live
No,
long.
exit the doors that way.
What
Like Chris
said.
said, if you ain't picked her up by now, you probably ain't gonna get her.
You're not getting that phone number
Donna's
yet.
in the way too, so I'm gonna have to do two of these.